Hi, it's Ian from Let's Delight, and I'm here with your weekly dose of hints, inspiration and tips, or hits as we like to call it. And this week I want to talk about the team, the people around you. You see, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to need people around you. You're going to need a team. And I think that right at the beginning of your journey in property, there are 4 people that you need. Now, if you haven't got these and you've already started in property, I think you need to be looking for them. And I'm going to go through them in the order of the length of relationship. There isn't really an order of importance because they're all really important, but I'm going to talk in terms of relationship length. So first off, I think, is your accountant. Now, you need an accountant that is a property tax specialist. A lot of people will tell you that you need somebody who actually invests in property. Well, that might be good, but not all property tax specialists invest in property. For example, the accountant that we use has spent his whole life in property. He spends lots and lots of time learning about the latest trends and the latest legislation. You can regularly see him attending property meetings, but he doesn't actually invest himself. So make sure you have a good accountant, and your relationship with your accountant is going to be a long one. You don't change accountant very often, if at all. Secondly, again, a long-term relationship, but not quite as long as your accountant, is your solicitor. Now, you need a solicitor that is able to move quickly, really understands the type of property that you deal with, be that residential, commercial, etc. And you might need a couple of solicitors for different types of deals. But when you're starting off, you're likely just to be doing residential, and residential just needs a good quality residential solicitor. So the third one is your mortgage broker. Now, it's quite possible that you'll go to a different mortgage broker for every single deal. It's a very short-term relationship. However, a good mortgage broker is worth their weight in gold, because they will have access to all of the market. There are things that you can't get yourself without being a broker, and they will be able to really watch your back. Now, we use an absolutely fabulous mortgage broker, so much so that if I'm out of the country, he will negotiate some of the bits and pieces on our behalf, which is a little bit beyond the call of duty, but you can find people like that. And fourthly, and I put this last, but it really shouldn't be, is a good PA. Now, if you're looking for a PA, I suggest that they are UK based. Now, I know a lot of people use PAs over in the Philippines or in India, and they are cheaper. And that is absolutely fine for a particular job, say a piece of research or putting together a spreadsheet or something like that. That's absolutely great if you've got one piece of work and it's very specific and you hand it over to someone overseas. The difficulty with dealing with an overseas PA is twofold. Firstly, it's great to be able to just catch up over a cup of coffee and explain new things and just talk about how things are going. There's a big value in that. But secondly, and perhaps more tangible, is that last year the European Union introduced a major piece of legislation called GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulations. And it is important that if you are dealing with people's data, then your PA needs to be subject to those regulations. And if they're based in the Philippines or India or anywhere outside the European Union, they won't be. Now, one of the things that our PA does is if we go out to a network meeting, if I meet you at a network meeting, you give me your business card, I will then give that to my PA. She puts that into our CRM system. She actually sends the email out to you that says it's nice to meet you, etc. And then we follow up from there. But she does a lot of that mechanical bit that's just routine. And of course, therefore, she has to be subject to the General Data Protection Act. So that's the four most important people that I think you should have on your team. There will, of course, be others. So where do you get them? Well, the best place is recommendations. Recommendations from people that you know, like, and trust. That's how we've got all of our team, and all of our team are really, really good. So I'm hoping that's helpful. That is your weekly hints, inspiration and tips. So check back next week for more hits, and have a great week.